Hey there, it's Traci Reuter, and I'm back for another Growth in Motion. And so much to talk about today. And I think what I'm going to just land on is in sales, they say that the fortune is in the follow up. And I'm going to say that in marketing, the fortune is in the follow up as well, or in the finer points. So let me just share a little story about how I spent my day yesterday. I actually missed getting a Growth in Motion video out yesterday. Got a little bit off my game. I have a pretty bad Achilles tendon injury. It's still intact, thank goodness. A little too much aggressive pickleball. And so I am sidelined and had to even change my office. So yesterday was a day full of meetings and full of insight and full of lessons. And the one that I'm going to bring forward in today's video is really talking about this one project that I've been working on with a client of mine. We're having a live event and it's a big deal. It's going to be the beginning of many live events that we're going to be doing as part of the bigger picture strategy. My role is to focus on the big picture strategy, right? I'm the fractional CMO. In this case, I'm the fractional chief growth officer. My role is to make sure I have the big picture in mind, that I'm helping build the strategy to get there. And so I'm always thinking big picture. Yesterday, I had to really drill down because it turned out a lot of the tiny details that needed to be in place were not in place. In this particular example, it has to do with the tracking and the success of all the campaigns that we're running. So it's one thing to have a great strategy, a great plan, do all these media buys, have this incredible design and incredible content. But if you don't actually know what's working and what's not, you don't know what levers to pull in the future, which things you want to repeat, what you want to do more of, what you want to do less of. And so yesterday, what was really interesting to me is a lot of the little tiny things were forgotten, or I was told they were done, but they really weren't done. They weren't done at the level that I would expect that we're going to track. So it was interesting. It was a little frustrating, if I'm being perfectly honest. I was already frustrated because of the pickleball injury. I had just signed up for a pickleball tournament. Like, I'm ready to play at a high level, and now I've injured myself, but whatever. Sometimes you just got to slow down. But in this case, we've worked really hard as a team to get the design, to get the copy, to get the right media buys, to get all of those things in place. And then none of the right tracking was in place. Now, I was assured that it was. And then when I went and reviewed it yesterday, it wasn't. And so what I really want to share, there's a lot of lessons in all of this, but I think in this particular case, very tactical. And I've seen this over the years. I've seen this pattern many times back when I was leading a social media advertising agency, and that's all I did. We'd see this a lot where we would see clients that would come to us and it would be at the 5-yard line, to use a football analogy. They'd be right at the end. They'd have everything done and they'd be right at the end. And then they'd miss a few key things. And it's, no, that's why you're not scoring. That's why you're not getting the ball into the end zone. Look at me, pickleball, football, I'm mixing sports analogies today. But it's really important. You do all the work to make sure that you have this incredible visual content, incredible written word, something that's going to convert, something that's going to move your business forward. And then you leave out the component that will really make the difference to get that ball into the end zone. So that was yesterday. That was an interesting thing. And it was a good reminder to me to make sure that we don't run out of steam. Because that's also what happens is a lot of times you get to the end, especially founders and entrepreneurs, a lot of times, myself included, we are, if you've ever seen the Colby assessment, a lot of times entrepreneurs and founders are what are called quick starts. We're quick. We've got a lot of great ideas. We can get things 80% of the way, and then we lose steam for the last 20%. It's very common. It's a very common thing in leaders and founders and that type of thing. And it also is very common in marketing. And so how do you make sure you have the right people around you? How do you make sure you have the right SOPs? In this case, I think what's going to happen is I'm going to help the team create some very simple SOPs that can be put in place, because some of these tracking things, if you've never really focused on it, it seems very overwhelming and technical and hard and scary. And it's really not. It's actually quite simple. So I think in this case, our solution is going to be some SOPs and also accountability. Who owns those SOPs? And I think that will be the way we'll handle that. But I wanted to share that insight with you today, that it was, again, it's something very common where you spend all this time and energy making everything look really good, and then you rush at the end and you forget some critical things that could be the difference between scoring or turning the ball over to your opponent. So with that, I'm going to take my injured Achilles and my pickleball brain and my football analogy, and I'm going to wrap this up for the day. But my friend, that is Growth in Motion. My name is Traci Reuter, and I will see you next time.